to the Business Hub.
It started at Achilike.
Good day to you. My name is Prince.
Okay, Manuel Duro is my name. First of all, I want to commend Johnson for trying to put up a platform like this. Platform like this will make, more especially black, I hope you guys are doing something in the black community. Platform like this will give strong exposition to blacks, let them to know the real thing they're supposed to be doing. You know, 90%, let me not say, if not 95%, mindset of coming to Canada is just to come and look for a job and do. Get little money, do this, do that, send it to back home, and that's it. But with platform like this, we are not changing the narrative. Letting people to know that you can come here, maybe you understand the system, and eventually start something for yourself. Then have an extension for other people coming. I said it in the when I was speaking there that one of the problems we're having in this country, why it appears there is no job, because most immigrants come here and relax and be looking for food. Everybody is looking for food. But listen, you have the opportunity to to generate food and give others. But the problem is information. So what Johnson is doing, a rise of Community Champion is a good platform where people can be exposed, people can be informed on the best things they can do, so that they can be job creators and probably providers.
Okay, as a businessman, I want to ask you just two questions. Okay. And my first question to you is, what opportunities or trends do you see in the African market that entrepreneurs should capitalize on?
Now listen, I'll say this one looking at the camera.
Can we also foster regional collaboration?
Now listen, I still want to say this one focusing on the camera. Canada is super green. When I say super green for investment. Maybe you know, and I think you should know, that let me take Nigeria for an instance. They call us giant of Africa. The geographical region of Nigeria is 4 of Nigeria is Canada. 4, just Google it. Meaning that, and Nigeria is 200 and something million people. Canada is now up to 40 million. Then land mass is times 4 of Nigeria is here. Now, meaning that there is space for expansion, there is space to do this, there's space to establish companies, there's space to... Now, Nigeria may have the workforce, but Canada don't have it all that much. Now, it's very easy because the template and system here permits you, it's very easy. Very easy if you understand and know how to go about it. The system here gives you an opportunity to access funding, think of what you can do, and establish. Now, by establishing, you yourself have started creating something for people to come and work upon. People cannot come here, spend 5, 6, 10 years, for Christ's sake. You can't have, even if it's, how do I put it, what should be the easiest thing? Let me say cleaning. You can't even own a staffing company. Well, I wouldn't blame everybody, cannot be creative at that way, but I'm just saying that the system here permits you to do that. You see, when I landed in this country and I started reading Yours to Discover, that thing always keep being in my brain. This country is designed that everybody should be comfortable, everybody should be average, but it takes exceptional people to be on top. And that is when you have discovered the country.
That's interesting. That's interesting. I know you can unleash more and more.
Yes, your time.
So now, let me just ask you this, just before I let you go. Okay. I think it's been awesome talking to you and discussing this with you. I believe you have done so much justice right there. At
the panel.
So now, what legacy do you envision leaving through your business? And how do you see African business landscape evolving within the next 5 to 10 years?
Now, I have a company registered in Nigeria, I'll call it Rejoice Africa. Actually, what I have in my intention, almost everything, even my company here, you can Google it, Rejoice Staffing and Tourism, okay? You can call it Rejoice Auto and Shipping, all right? So it's a network between my company in Nigeria with what I'm doing here. Now, I can never die in this country without establishing not just platform companies that 1 or 2 or 3 companies that can employ nothing less than 2,000-3,000 people is a project that I'm moving towards that. Now, on my immigration package, because I probably have some immigration programs I do, we are working, bringing more workforce to back up some of the things we are doing. From so doing networking here and there. But I keep telling people that if you don't know what to do with your money back home, maybe in Africa, you have where to invest them here. Then here, if you have, like, I talk with some company that, see, you have saturated the whole of this country, there's still an opening for you somewhere in Africa to establish your business, and we have good people there to run stuff. You see, I was telling somebody the other day that, listen, it's a disaster in Nigeria that we can't just generate lights. It's a big disaster. I don't know where it comes from. It's a very big disaster. When I know that it's a simple thing to meet people who know how to do it here and to start functioning there. The other day, let me not go more further and further. I'm going to talk about that train system and all that. So there's a lot of things here that we have here that will be easily established when you have the contact there. And back home there's a lot of things you can equally do here when you have this. So I wouldn't go into detail of some things I'm networking among people, but it's, God, believe in God, one day to come to reality.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you immensely. This wealth of knowledge, I think a lot more people need to tap into it and make sure that greater things happen. Yeah. We appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
This is a business meeting. And so can you help me in 1 minute, for example, discuss innovative solutions to African business or black business challenges?
Well, I would say one of the greatest challenges that we have is people are not recognizing that they're an entrepreneur. There's too many people that are settling in being an employee, very unhappy. They want more money, but they don't realize the more money that they really want is the transition from being an employee into being an entrepreneur. And so having events like this, Arise Community Network, that word is telling you, arise. It's time for you to move from tailship to headship, so you then could be creating jobs rather than looking for a job.
Wow. You know, the 5 to 9 matters, 5 to 9, 5 to 9.
9 to 5.
Where am I?
9 to 5, yeah.
9 to 5, please.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness me. Maybe it's, the entrepreneurship stuff is just hitting, and so I'm reversing it right.
Yes.
Now, I want you to just help me explore a little bit on the role of technology in driving business growth. Can you just help me?
Well, innovation is what moves any economy. And so as technology comes in, the talk of the town right now, in the auto industry, you have electronic cars, and of course you have artificial intelligence, where it's being immersed in innovation right now. It makes it a lot easier for you to do certain things where it was difficult before. So it's very important for you to stay in the pulse of technology, what's out there. People writing books right now, artificial intelligence is assisting people in writing books right now, et cetera, et cetera. But you could never get away from that human condition, which is the connection, just like what we're doing right now, because there's somebody that has to be telling the AI what to do. I'm very passionate about our community. I'm very passionate about putting us on the map more. And you know what I say, right? Your network is your net worth if you cast your net to work. So we are here to do the work. Your network is your net worth if you cast your net to work. There you go.
Come on.
I coined that. Right?
Okay, my name is Josephine Murphy. I am Rwandan Canadian. Been here almost for 30 years, and I've been here for a while. I work with the Ministry of Education, and I work with the deaf-blind community to the school boards in Ontario. I produce Braille, e-text, and some physical material for the deaf-blind children from kindergarten to university. So that's what I do Monday to Friday for a job. but I love community. I love to serve, and one of them being, I believe, to serve, you start from your community, which I'm here in Canada. So being here this weekend, connecting Black community businesses to go back home as diaspora and invest in their country, I think it's something that really resonates with me. It is the way to connect with our roots, and I really respect this event this weekend. That's why I'm here, and tomorrow as well.
This is beautiful, no? And I can just allow you go on and on and on and on, and it's all making a whole lot of sense. Right?
Thank you.
Okay, so I think I'll be having just about 2-3 questions for you.
Sure.
On a quick roll. So I'm going to ask you about African market insights, if you don't mind.
Sure, go on.
And the simple question I have: what opportunities or trends do you see in the African market that entrepreneurs should capitalize on, and how can we foster great regional collaboration?
As an African diaspora living in Canada, I find that we are a little bit disconnected. We run our little businesses on our own, but merging those efforts and create one big market where we all can move together progressively, I think that would allow us to be stronger, not only here in Canada providing for ourselves, but also reaching beyond to where we're from, and between the two ties, the Canada and Africa diaspora, I think we're a huge capital to the economic advancement of both here and back home. So I think merging the efforts as entrepreneurs to progressively move together is the key. So collaboration and partnership, which I believe is what's happening this weekend. That's where I see the economy advancing in a way that we can measure success together.
Well, now the area of innovation and IT. So how can the African businesses really explore this, especially trying to relate back to Africa and the challenges we have? For example, most African nations have challenge with power. So business becomes very difficult when power is absent. So what do you think of that?
I think I'm looking at the force that we have here in Canada, and we have connected with the Canadian government and the Canadian themselves. I think they need to start looking at Africa not as a people who are recipient of handouts, rather producers, not a continent that has potential, but rather we have a capacity. We have young people who are driving innovation and technology in an incredible way, but we don't see that. So we need to go there and look at those capacities and use them to the fullest. And I think we need to do that. And Canada specifically needs to realize that they need to collaborate with Africa. It is the future of tomorrow. I mean, Canadians here, we're aging really quick. So Vision 2050, Rwanda's putting together, for example, some people here might be too old. So we're going to go to Africa to find those young people to drive the economy, the IT, and all the technology in the world, and they're capable. But we need to give them a chance. So when somebody wants to hire somebody here, they want to look American or somewhere else, like, oh, they don't have expertise, but they do. They have a capacity. Give them a chance. It's like applying for credit cards.
Yeah.
Some people say, okay, I can't apply for credit cards, I don't have credit. But if you don't give them a chance to build the credit, how do they get a credit? It's the same idea. Give them a chance, and if they need a little bit of coaching, give them a little bit of a coaching. But Africa is the future, and that's where we need to go.
Pleasure meeting you.
Pleasure is mine. My name is Prince.
I am Justin Pierre. Thanks. Very good. Well, as I said, I'm Justin Pierre. I'm the director of research and development for a black research firm. So we are one of the larger black research firms in Canada. So our company name is Dunn Pierre Barnett and Company Canada Limited. So we Dunn Pierre Barnett and Company Canada Limited. So we are a management consultant firm. We conduct a lot areas in skills development, business training, business development, but most important, we collect data on the BIPOC population, that is Black, Indigenous, people of color. So any type of information you need, any type of you want to find out, we can do it for you. So we analyze a lot of data. We collect data from about over 33 agencies in Canada, and all over the world. We collect data on the voting population. So what makes us what gives us a frame is that we specialize in conducting labor market needs assessment. There's a specific type of survey conducted by the World Bank in about 60 countries. And our goal is to conduct these surveys, but our ultimate goal is to inform the government, inform the policy makers that a labor market needs assessment should be done in Canada. Because even though the World Bank has been conducting these surveys for over 70 years, a labor market needs assessment has never been done on Black people in the history of Canada. And I think that is where we see some of the challenges faced with Black people, in the sense that we are the youngest population, and the average Black person is about 29.6 years, compared to the rest of the population, which is 41.2 years. But over the last 20 years, in terms of the census, from 3.8 million people in 2001 to about 8.8 million BIPOC people. So even though the population has risen, because we are the youngest population, it poses a lot of challenges for Black people, because we are the highest unemployment rate of any major population. So that's why it's important to conduct these surveys, to know what is taking place in our community, for us to plan, for us to make information. So, but that is not done. In the history of Canada, it has never been done. So we want to advocate to the government that, hey, this has to be done. It's an urgent need to conduct a labor market needs assessment. And it is done on a specific type of survey that works, that is done in collaboration with the World Bank.
Well, like you said, everybody wants to get a job first. It is just the natural thing that you will end up having to get a job first before you can settle in Canada. So when we got that off the ground, you get your first job and you start working. If you have a passion, that's where you have the little money that you can start to plant seeds in your business. So you start your business. Don't wait till you have all this money to start. You start with the little seeds that you have. And I remember I worked 6 years at Rogers, and everybody knew me as a business owner because I was doing my thing on the side. I would bring samples to work. I would get people to follow me on this. I just did this. And so people understood that I was hustling on the side. And so when it came time to make a big leap, I jumped 2 feet into my business. And I remember taking 2 years off to really grow the business. And again, after a while, it became shaky for me and I went back to work. But I did invest 2 years of research and registrations and meeting clients and producing samples and distributing. So at the end of the day, I knew what it took to produce, to distribute, to do invoices, to sit down and calculate your money. And when you go back to work, because you have to, you now have that seed money again to keep paying the bills and to keep running your business. So business doesn't happen overnight. And a lot of people feel you have to wait for that big loan or big money. Start it now because you're building your customer base. The customer base will see that you have something. And then when you finally launch it big, your customers grow. So that's kind of the thing. But I don't want anybody to feel bad about working 9 to 5 because you have to start with 9 to 5.
How do you see this moving from here? Because most times we've heard some discussions and all that, but the African, somebody gave me some little statistics, and we look at the other colors and race and all that, but we seem to be the least. Even in the area of entrepreneurship, investments, real estate, name them. So, is there a 5-year, 10-year plan for the Black community for us to get to the apex? Or do we still dilly-dally around and just fraternize and years come and go? What are we taking from this today?
So thank you very much for your question. I think I'll first start by saying congratulations to the RISE Community Champions for this Arise Business Conference that was put together. It's a program that has been highly sought out for, something we've been needing in the community.
Right.
And as rightly mentioned, there's been resource person, there's been tons of information, and I know that businesses have learned. One thing I took away from this program is the fact that small businesses need to work on having a business pitch, because we just think that it's just to start a business and start hustling, and then the next thing you start complaining, I don't have money to come into my investment, I can't access loan, I can't access grants. The first thing somebody wants to hear about your business for them to be interested is your pitch. And you heard me ask here, and only one business put up their hands that they have a business pitch. So that's a major default in small businesses.
Sorry for cutting in. I know that you have a line of thought you want to flow, so let me not distort it that much. But when you talk about business pitch, somebody will normally talk about the business plan. So can you help me?
Oh yes, definitely. So a business plan is basically, this is what I have in mind, this is what I intend to do, this is how I intend to do it, these are the pros and cons, this is my SWOT analysis, blah, blah, blah. That's your business plan. Your business plan is basically also to convince somebody else that this is a good idea, but it's more for your use to ensure that from your start, from all the milestones, and to whatever target you have a document that will guide you. A business pitch is full of your business with respect to convincing someone else that my business is good enough for you to put your money into it. So you'll be talking about things like how I want to do my business, why my business is positive, my competitors, what they are doing, what they are not doing, my business, what I intend to do, how I will do something differently, why mine is better than my competitor, why mine is the option you should go for as against this. My competitors, these are what they offer, 1, 2, 3, but me, I offer 1, 2, 3 to 10. That's your business pitch to convince somebody that, hey, my business is good enough, come and put your money into it. Small businesses in our community don't have that. I asked here, only one person put up their hand. And it's actually a business I do. So as an economic developer for the city of Brampton, I encounter businesses a lot. And we tell them about pitching, about accelerator, incubator program, going to join a certain business network for you to get more information. All that sometimes look like a very big deal to them. And they're surprised. So we need to first get into that space. And another thing I realize is we don't have what I would call a black community business plan model. So I've never heard about a certain business plan or a certain strategic plan for businesses in the black community for the next 3 to 5 years, or 5 to 7 years, or 7 to 10 years. I haven't heard it. So we need to also get into that. And I would call on the chambers of commerce in the black community to sit down and work on that, right? We need to have that, because inside that plan, we'll actually have a model as to how we can support small businesses. Small businesses need that support, because a lot of them are not just small, but they are highly uninformed. And that is why their business is usually a one-person business, they have no staffing plan, or a one-person business, they have no financial management strategy or financial management education. And so they suffer. And so when they get to a point where they want support, they won't get it. Not because the source of your funding is a racist, but simply because you just don't qualify to get support. For example, why would I even think of investing in your business or giving you a loan or giving you a grant when you don't have a business pitch? You don't have any paperwork to show that you are an organized business. No payroll, no banking transactions. Nothing is pretty straightforward. Just a one-person business, just, let me be hustling. So there's a lot we have to do for our community. Events like this is what we begin to use to educate businesses. That is why also we are doing something else. All these resource persons, we are contacting them to actually have unit programs later. So some of them will be coming on, like Zoom links, virtual programs, to speak further to businesses, where businesses can ask us specific questions to them. We also have an emailing list where we're going to be reaching out to businesses with a survey, with more information and future programs, with a bid to further inform them and get positioned to support them. And of course, the City of Brampton, through its Economic Development Office, is there with rich resources. All I'm asking is just reach out. Keep your ears to the ground. Information is power. Take advantage of that power to grow your business. Grow your business to have a strong footing. Have a strong footing to give back to the community. Give back to the community to ensure that we grow stronger together. That way, nobody needs to fight to be on the table. That table will naturally create space for you.
Get ready to rise and seize new opportunities. On September 28th at 1 p.m., join us for the 2024 Arise Business Conference, hosted by Rise of Community Champions in collaboration with the City of Brampton's Black Economic Empowerment Unit. This year's theme is Building and Sustaining Businesses that Empower the Black Community and Youth. This conference is your chance to engage in crucial conversations, gain valuable insights, and network with industry leaders. Mark your calendars again, Saturday, September 28, 2024, and join us at the Brampton City Hall Conservatory Hall. Do not miss this opportunity and don't miss being part of a transformative event.